Section 2.5, example 8, solving a quadratic by completing the square. Solve the quadratic equation by completing the square. So in order to complete the square, we need the first two terms of our quadratic on the left side, everything else on the right side. So what we're going to do is add 5 to both sides, leaving us with our x squared minus 3x. Leave a little space is equal to 5. Completing the square, we need to add our magic number to two parts of this equation. So our magic number is always going to be half of b squared. So half of b squared, another way we could write this is b times 1/2 squared. A couple of different ways. But for the most part, we're going to do b/2 squared. So in this case, b is -3. -3 divided by 2 squared, so half of b squared. That does not simplify, so we just square both top and bottom. 3 squared is 9. Negative times negative is going to be a positive, so it's going to be a positive either way. And 2 squared is 4. So we're going to add 9/4 here, and also add 9/4 here. What we do to one side, we also have to do to the other side. And from here, we are going to factor this part. An easy way to factor is to just see what value this is inside here. X minus 3/2 squared. Remember what we just did to complete the square by adding our magic number. We force this to be a perfect square. We force the left-hand side to be perfect. And now we just have to add these two. So adding a whole number and a fraction, we just have to rationalize a whole number. So 5/1, in order to add these two together, we need the denominators to be exactly the same. So we can multiply both top and bottom by 4. So that's going to be a 20/4 plus 9/4. Now that the denominators are the same, we could add or subtract across the top. So that is a 29/4. Left side is going to be our x minus 3/2 squared. And now we could apply our square root property so that we could solve this. So the square root of the left side, square root of the right side. On the left side, the square root and the squares simplify, so we're just left with our inside part, our x minus 3/2. And over on the right side, remember we had the left side squared. So in order to account for a negative solution, we have to do a plus or minus. And simplifying the top seems to be a prime number. So it's just going to be the square root of 29. And the bottom, we have the square root of 4, which is just 2. Lastly, we are going to, we're going to add our 3/2 to both sides. So we're left with x is equal to 3/2 plus or minus the square root of 29/2. And let's separate these into two different solutions. Since we do have two different solutions, hopefully it looks a little bit better. So we have x is equal to 3/2. We'll do the plus part first. The square root of 29/2. And also the second part is going to be equal to 3/2. We have our other solution, the minus one, minus the square root of 29/2. And those are our two solutions. A little crazy, but those are the solutions we ended up with. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Otherwise, bye.